Yeah, thank you very much. And that's why, we have always emphasized the importance of networking in this network. We have always emphasized the importance of networking. I am not stupid. When I joined, how many are they now? I've almost joined all the professional institutes in Nigeria, in addition to all the ones I belong to abroad. I'm a member of CIPM. I'm a member of NIM. I'm a member of NIPR, Public Relations. I'm a registered engineer by Koren. That means I belong to the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I belong to the mechanical division of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Nigerian Institute of Training and Development, strategic management. Anywhere I shall enter there. So you have access to someone who knows someone who knows someone who can actually close deals. And I want to encourage all of us on this network to please, as much as you can, try to network. I know God will settle you, but beyond your church network, spread your tentacles. And the key points we have learned today, number one, study these people, know their pain points, and then start from the easily accessible staff they have. If the gate man is the easily accessible one, link up with him. If it's PA, just find someone who knows someone who can grant you access to the man who can make the tough call. I've made some very, very, some sales before, I think as far back as 2004. After my university days, I was marketing an event, and I had no training, in marketing. I did engineering in school, and in this Lagos, I had combed everywhere. Those days, Kanko Foods, worked from company to company, and there was no social media those days. So we had to do the, the cold call. You will just enter, some will bounce you out. I think they bounced me at Cadbury. They say I should submit the proposal at the gate. Some I was fortunate to, for instance, Kanko Foods, I saw the man who was making the deal. Some other companies like that, So from there, I picked the point that this my brother was raising, that you need to build relationship with, the people that are easily accessible. They will be the one to finally link you up, and you hang out where they hang out. Where do they hang out? They are in your churches. They are in your churches. Some of you, is money you ask for in churches, or, we only talk church things. Church is also a place to network, and when we come together, like the kind of career conference we did, is an opportunity there are quite a lot of big men that were there. I know we brought them, but some of you didn't leverage, that opportunity. You would have linked up, pick contacts, contact their PA, go to that kind of events, this kind of events where we have people on this network alone. On this network, maybe if you don't know, just know now. We have managing directors of companies, we have human resource directors, we have marketing managers, we have top people, not of small companies, of big companies. They are with you here. You chat with them every day, but you are not leveraging, the strength of the network. If you do that, they are going to see life is easy. It's you that is making it tough in your head. Life is not tough at all. Stop making life, stop creating imaginary problem that does not exist. Just talk to the person. He is also willing to help you. He's not a devil that he will say, go away, because in your head now, it can't be done. You can't get a contract from flour mills. You can't get a contract from Dangote. You can't make sales to GT Bank. GT Bank are for certain people, and your product, someone is supplying them your product. It's just for you to know the right person, and you'll be amazed how easily, they will do this thing. Just network. But before you network, study this company, know what is paining them, know, where the shoe is pinching them, what do they need, that you can provide. And then you do your network and you tell the person you can actually solve this problem for them. And boom, they'll make the call for you. So that'll be all for now. I think with the way things are going now, we're going to have one of these events, these Sunday events, dedicated to sales, because I think we started digging into the time of our guest speaker, and it's not ideal. So we can even have series of sales, because I perceive that some of us on this call, we have one or two, even some of us that are engaged with some other companies, we have our own businesses we are doing. So, and sales is everything. No matter raising funds, doing marketing, if you can't close the deal, you are not, if you are not making the money, you are not happy. So we're going to dedicate some series of these weekly meetings to sales. But let's lay the foundations first before we go into that. That will be all we can take for this evening. And without much ado, it's my pleasure to introduce to us my very own sister, the king of, not the queen. She's a woman, but she's a king of SMEs in Nigeria, Dr. Funke Medun. She brings several years of experience that spans business development, relationship and team management, building and maintaining strategic alliances. She also holds, a degree in geology. She recently bagged a PhD in United Kingdom and an MBA from the prestigious Lagos Business School, Pan-Atlantic University, Nigeria. Currently, he's a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Public Administrations and an associate member of the CIPM, licensed human resource practitioner, and an alumna of China Europe International Business School. Everything business, she did there. Distinguished professional colleagues, members of our esteemed network, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to, I can't introduce her to you because she's part of us. Remember, she was the one that took the session on entrepreneurship last month. Was it last month? Okay, in May during our career conference. So, Dr. Funke Medun, over to you. Please, can we put our digital hands together? Let's put our digital hands together for our facilitator. Dr. Medun, are you here? Please go ahead, ma. Okay, thank you.
Okay, good afternoon or good evening, everyone.
It's Nigeria. Oh, I know you are not around, but this is where in Nigeria is evening.
It's same where I am. So good evening, everyone. Yes. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear, and I'm sure they can.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm trying to share my screen. I think I have a bit of challenge with trying to share my screen.
Would you mind pushing it to me and letting me share from here?
Okay.
Hello?
Can I have your yes in the chat room if you can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Just use me as your soundboard.
Okay, yes. But can the participants also put a yes in the chat room? So I know.
Okay. Please, guys, kindly put yes in the chat room.
Okay, very good. I can see the yes. So today, this was a presentation I had very well. Yeah, I heard you. We had during the youth conference, the ambassadors conference. And today we'll be looking at specifically the funding part of this conversation. So let me ask a general question and you respond in the chat room. So I'll also be following the chat room. Have you had issues securing funds before? Is there anyone here that you've tried to access funds and you had an issue? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. You had, okay. Any other person? Only one person. Other people didn't have issues accessing funds. Yes, all of you. There's nobody with grants. Okay, several times. That's very interesting. So not even one person. Okay, you know what? A big yes. Okay, not a problem. You are not alone. So what I will just tell you is, don't worry, you're not alone. So welcome to the club of the people that try to access funds and add issues. Okay. So let's go straight to why. So what were you told? Tell me, what were you told? Why were you not giving the funds? Were you giving any response? If you were giving any response, write what you were told or what was the issue you had. Keep it very brief. You can put it in the chat box as well. What were you told? Business plan not good enough. Okay. What else? No response. Wow. Or maybe some people didn't even follow up. Maybe most have not tried that. So no response. You got a grant. Someone got a grant. Well, that's great. Congratulations. Pastor Sean, my slide is still not moving anymore. So we have to rely on you again.
No problem. I'm here for you. No problem.
Yeah. The only challenge is I'll have to be struggling between what I want to show and what you are showing. Registration successful, but no response. Someone close to the family told me only Jesus can give you 1 million naira. You should go to Jesus. And I'm sure Jesus can give more than 1 million naira. Okay. Startup risk. We will get back to you after several attempts. Oh no, sorry to hear that. Okay, not a problem. You see, where I would like to start from, if you can see my screen, Pastor Sean, please go to where my business model canvas is. Is it you now that is sharing or me? I don't even know.
I'm the one sharing.
Okay. So yeah, stay here. Stay where the different types of business are. Okay. So the challenge here is most of us, you have to even know where you belong first. So that's where I usually start from that. You have to know where you belong to in the business circle. You know, imagine let's have an analogy that you have someone that is trying to take what is bigger than them. What will happen to that person? You may not be able to give access. So let's say Tinubu is having a birthday party and you just heard about it. They announced it on radio. Voila, you dressed up. What's likely going to happen when you get to the entrance or near the place? What will happen? Can someone tell me what will happen? The screen is not readable. Pastor Sean, they said the screen is not readable.
I'm coming. Let me check. Let me check from my monitor.
Okay, don't worry. I'm going to explain it to you. So here I have different categorization of business. Okay, I said we have people we call nano enterprises. There are people that have one employee or themselves and someone else. Okay, then you have, and they have turnover of less than 3 million naira. Then we have people that are called micro enterprises. They have less than 10 employees and they have less than 10 million naira turnover. We have small businesses and those ones have 10 to 49 employees and they have between 10 to 100 turnover, whilst the medium enterprises have between 50 to 199 employees. Okay, it's readable now, right? Can you see it? Is it readable now, people? Yes, good. They will bounce you back. So the first challenge is sometimes some people don't know their level. You know, they don't know their level at all. Because they heard that there's money available in the bank. They just wear nice party clothes. They want to go to the bank to go and look for money. You have to be where the bank wants you to be. Yeah, very good. So they will deny you access. So most times, a lot of people are not ready for the kind of things they are asking for. So you will be denied. Imagine if Dangote wants money, what do you think will happen? Can someone tell me if Dangote approaches a bank, what do you think they will do to Dangote? Don't worry, let's leave this slide. I've explained it. I've explained the different categories, so you can take note of that, and it's being recorded. So if Dangote goes to, they will give him money instantly. Why? Well, that will be open. Why now? Why are they giving Dangote? Because Dangote has built his business to the stage where he can get that kind of money. He has built the structure, the system, the turnover, track record that they need to be convinced. So I think sometimes some of us don't look for the right money. We waste our time looking for what we are not ready for, that our business is not attractive enough for. So you have to start. There are different types of funding. So Pastor Sean, we can now go to the funding part. Okay, so go to the different parts of funding sources. Okay, so you have to put yourself in a place where your business is ready and attractive first. Someone said that they said his business plan is not good enough. So the first thing is you need to have the right structure and system in place. Today is not the time we are talking about system and structure. But do you know, most times the banks look for a checklist of who they can give monies to. If you come to me, for example, you want to access Bank of Industry money, there's already a checklist. Your company registered, check. Do you have bank statements? Check. Do you have a business plan? Bankable business plan, not just any business plan. Remember, mark my word, I said bankable business plan, meaning that some business plans are not bankable. The bank cannot take them. They can't be taken to the bank. Bankable business plan. Check. Is the owner a Nigerian? If it is one of their criteria, check. Okay. Is the company registered? Check. Is it a corporate or a limited, a sole proprietorship? Check. ID card? Check. NIN? Check. You know, it's a checklist. So once you have that structure, you have the ID card, you have the access tag, you first of all open their doors to you that, oh, these are the right people we are looking for. So one of the issues that most of us have is that we are not even attractive. You cannot be given access because you don't look like the kind of people they want or they want to bank or give money to. The same thing applies to brands. Okay. Pastor Sean, please go to the funding sources slide. Funding sources. Okay. So if you go to the funding sources, if you see what I said, funding landscape are many. There are so many opportunities you can leverage on types. Because this is a very short session, I'm just going to go straight to the funding areas. You can look for, it can be grants, you can have seed capital, you can have people we call angel investors, and I'm going to talk further about that. You see, you can raise capital and leverage on available resources by bootstrapping, striping your own boots. Some people think some people think you must go to the bank first. You can start with your family and friends. Okay, you've not even sold a kobo. Then you are going to the bank. You want to use the bank's money to do R&D. They will not give you money, especially if you don't have a compelling value proposition, and to give them clarity on how their monies will come back. And that's where that business plan not good enough response would have come from. You know, so raising capital, you can even do crowdfunding. You can do partnership. Fundraising source and management hub. You can even talk to experienced people like consultants. You know, they can really help you to get some. So what are the options you can have in funding? Next slide, please. So if you look at my slide, I've highlighted specific areas you can get money from. Please fund yourself. What are you bringing to the table? The first money to look for is your own money. If you cannot take a chance with your own money, why should someone else give you their own money? You have this bright idea, but you can't take a stake with your own small savings. So the first thing, even a lot of banks, they will say you should bring equity. We want to see your own stake in the business. What are you bringing to the table? So you want to start a business, you can start the R&D with your own money. When you build a track record, then you can attract your friends and family. And say, friends and family, you give me money. Someone said, the friend and family said, only Jesus can give you. You know, I even have a concern with that. If friends and family cannot give you, if I were Jesus, I would have worry. Don't you think I'll be worried? That if people that know you from your birth, you know, from your birth, they cannot fund you. So why should I fund you? I'll come to your question. Someone said, what if it's a big project? I'll come to that later. Okay, so you start with yourself, probably your friends and family, if you're starting small. Okay, another option is you can do crowdfunding campaign. It's not very popular here, but it's a source of funding. Okay, and there are crowdfunding sites. So if you go to Google and say crowdfunding site, and they have their own peculiarities. In crowdfunding, that means you have to share your ideas, your concept. You are telling people to pull funds together. You have to give them some incentives. But you can attract funds from all over the world. That's that option. If people find your value proposition compelling. But remember that you're also exposing yourself. So it's a chance. Or you can actually join an incubation group. For example, there are some people we work with in my organization. Okay, so incubation is, you see when you incubate a baby, look at a baby. When a baby is not ripe enough to be strong enough to be to come to life, they will put the baby in an incubator and nurture the baby to grow. So a lot of incubation startup setups also incubate you, they nurture you, they help you to check you. So they are like nurturing your business to position you for funding. It could be a 6-month plan. So they look at you from your structure, your system, you get advisory, you get training, and they position you. Some of them may say they want equity in your business. That's what they get as their own sweat equity and all that. You can also join, if you are in existing business, you can join an accelerator. Accelerator means you're already existing. So you want to accelerate your growth, and there are different funds for different levels of business as well. Okay. Or you can apply for small business grants. In Nigeria, there are a number of grants, for example, and there are a number of groups that also share grants from time to time. For example, for people that were at that program, I mentioned that something like Transforming Nigerian Youth, if you're a youth, they announce so many supports. They even give you consultants for the period of 4 months, that will provide advisory, help you to position your business to assess markets, help you to position your business to assess funding, So, and, sometimes they often bring grants as well. You can have grants if you go online and say available grants as well. Even if you go to Opportunities for Africans site, just Google that as well. You will see different opportunities, including funding options. Sometimes organizations, even like Bank of Industry, that gives loans. If you go to their website, they will announce grants, and that one they cover all parts of Nigeria. Recently, Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, if you go to their website, they also have a portal, they open grant, because there was a fund that was also released by the World Bank to Nigeria, and the different states had opportunities to give grants to support the businesses in their states that suffered from COVID-19. So the grant was on for a long time. World Bank also from time to time supports Nigeria with different grants options. So, but you have to do the work. But you see, these grants are always very competitive. You have to be ready. You need to have the access card to that party. So you need to be well positioned. You didn't hear that? Who didn't hear that? Oh, okay. So, yeah, you've been applying for grants since 2016. Don't worry, your time will come. Maybe there's something you are not doing well. Okay. So you have to also reappraise how you've been talking to the proposition. Grants are very competitive. Let's say they have 1 billion naira to give to 1 million people. And we are 200 million Nigerians. The money cannot go around. So they look for the most compelling situation that they want to put their money. What do they look for? They look for things like impact. Grants will always look for impact. How many employments are you going to create? What is the impact of that fund in your business? But a lot of people will just go, I want to buy a machine, I want to pay salaries. No. If you tell me, for example, my business is doing 100 million now, I have 20 staff, and you wrote your value proposition that by the time I get this is the impact on my business. I'm able to recruit 10 more staff. They like that. I'm able to grow my business from 100 million to 120 million. And you have to show proof, or not that you are just writing. Your cash flow must show it to us. I'm able to also impact my community. Maybe you told them CSR you would do. Then you will not also position your work to say, when their money finishes, your business is going back to status quo. No, you have to justify sustainability plan. So I said a lot of people put their grant application without putting sustainability plan there, without showing the impact. So there are also skills in grants. And you see, if you've applied once, it doesn't mean that you're not good enough. It just means it might just be very competitive. Okay. But you have to also give compelling story about your business for grants. Okay. Then you can also look for different other options like, just a minute. So you can also apply for loan. Okay. It could be small loan, it could be big loans from banks. It could be developmental banks like Bank of Industry Nigeria. Bank of Industry Nigeria has single-digit interest rate. The maximum they charge is 10% per annum compared to the commercial banks. In fact, a lot of the commercial banks now even have special funds. Some have funds for women, and they charge like 15%. Some charges lower than that, but they want to see track record. They want to see that you can pay them back, So for BOI, for example, their loan, if you're taking less than 10 million, they need 2 guarantors. Some people will say they can't get guarantors. Guarantors are people that knows you. So if people that knows you cannot guarantee that you can pay back their money, why should someone that doesn't know you like BOI give you their money? And so from what we've been learning in this series, you also have to cut network. People need to know you. People need to be able to trust you. People need to be able to know that your business has potentials and must be able to vouch for you. So that network is very critical. It is gold. Okay. So that's another thing you can look at. But it's not every business that should take loan. A startup, it's not advisable for you to start your business with a loan. You can start with grants. You can start with friends and family. So it depends on the stage of your business. You can join an incubator, okay, like that. So another option you can look at is angel investors. Angel investors are different from venture capitalists, and I will explain that to you later. Angel investors also, they support at the early stage of a business. You see from their name, angels. So when your business is still at the infancy stage, they come into your business, okay? But you have to also have a compelling story. And both angel investors and venture capitalists, they want to take a position in your business, okay? They want to be sure that their investment is going to be fruitful as well. In the case of the venture capitalists, they are profit-oriented. So they take a profit position, but they fund you and they bring larger amounts of monies to the table. It could be equity investment. Some will do a mix for you, both loan and equity, where some will just go all in to take equity. What do I mean by equity? So to keep it simple, equity means I'm taking shares in your business. So you're not owning that business 100%. Okay. I can even have people on your board, but they want a structured business. It can't be a me and me and me limited business. They don't have time for all that. So structure is very important in business. You can start small, but have a big picture in mind. If you want to be attractive, you have to be a beautiful bride. That's what I always say. That for you to be attractive to people that will bring money to you, you have to be attractive. In this way, you have to make yourself structured. You cannot be putting money in your personal account. I'm not going to give you money now. Do I want to be keeping my money, put my money in your business that goes to your personal account? I can't tell you to be sending me your personal account bank statement now. I don't want to see the money you are using to buy bread and buy weave-on and buy soup for the family. Separate your business from yourself. So have a separate bank account for yourself. That structure is very important. Okay. So you have to be ready. You have to be structured as well. Have your business registered. Okay. And if your business is registered, have documentation in place. Bank your money. Some people collect cash. Ensure that your money is passed through the bank so you can build a track record of your business. That's what they can see. I can't come and be asking you, hey, how much did you sell yesterday? But if lay the story of your cash flow, go through your bank. And that's what they will use to assess a number of things about you. Next slide, please. Next slide, please, Pastor Sean. Okay, now, On this slide, I'm going to talk about types of funding for people that are just starting. And you see some people that are saying that, what about if I need large monies? No, types of funding rounds for your startup. Types of funding rounds, Pastor Sean. Okay, so there are different types of funding rounds. So you will be hearing things like a pre-seed, seed, Series A. For people that want to raise funds from outside the bank, okay, you want to attract venture capitalist or an angel investor. These are some, and these ones, they give you money. It is not grants, okay? But they invest in your business. They only don't even bring monies to the table. They also bring experience, guidance. They bring other stakes. Some people have network that they will even bring to support your business. I usually say, why will I be own 100% of a business that is generating zero? When I can have 1% or 2% of a business that is giving me 1 million, please, which one will you take? You have 100% of a business that is giving you zero revenue or profit or making loss, or you own 5% or 2% of a company that is generating $1 billion. Please, which one will you take? People, are we together? It makes sense, isn't it? Some people would rather want to hold on to 100% and be their own boss, probably. Then it's not business. A business is meant to be profitable. Otherwise, go and join an NGO and be volunteering as CSR. Okay? So here, for people that are doing investment, they have different stages of focus they look at. They will look at what we call proof of concept. So someone says, what if I need large money? You see, there's something we call proof of concept. Proof of concept shows that I've tested this idea. I have one of my protege, for example. She wants to be producing something that is not really available in Nigeria. You see, but she has to develop a prototype with her own money, friends and family to test the market because she's going to need large sum of money. So when the bank or investor sees that, oh, this thing works, people want it. And that's why you will start small. So some people think I have this massive idea in my head that they've not tested and the money is going to be big. I will not give you my own money, even if I'm the one. Go and test it first. Let's say that people really want your product and it will sell and it will be profitable. And that is what we call the proof of concept. Okay. So at the pre-stage stage, when you need money to do proof of concept, to validate your idea, you might be able to get as much as $10,000. And there is angel investors that usually invest in this kind of money. But you have to have a watertight business plan. You also have to need to have made some effort. So there are some network of investors. So if you go online and Google angel investors network, you will even see a list of different investors, okay, that can invest in your business. And if you join an accelerator or pre-incubation, they can also guide you, okay? Then the seed round, you can, and this is the amount you can get at different stage of your business, okay? And this, so people can actually get large amounts of money. For the person that was asking me, what if I need a large amount of money? And so this is for the people that are looking for investments, going through angel investors and all that. But if you want to do grants, the skill for grants is, if you're lucky, you can even join incubation. Incubation will really be very helpful. Okay. And in all this, you should also get a consultant or a mentor. Some people don't want to pay for consulting. Some people say they can't afford them. They have to look money to get money. If that is their own job, then they will help you to do that. Some people will say, I'll take a stake in it, or I'll take a percentage, because that's what they've done over and over. Okay. Or you build that skill yourself and it will take time. So for people that have been writing for grants, after a while, if you are so good at grant writing, you will even almost know what to put there. And most grants usually even tell you what they want. Just that a lot of people don't pay attention. They will tell you, they will almost spell out what they are looking for. But again, remember, it's very competitive. So whether grants, whether loan, is also all about structure. And I've given some example of specifics. Our time is short, so I'd rather stop at this point. Pastor Sean, go back to the different types of funding options. Please go back to the slide on the funding options. So I'll leave us with the slide on the funding options. Whether it is BOI you want, you can talk to me, ask me specific questions. In Nigeria, Bank of Industry can fund you. In fact, sometimes They even give grants, even as Bank of Industry. So you have to also, information is power. Put your ears and nose to the ground. Recently, they just did a program in partnership with ED's Lagos Business School, where they had, I think, almost about 100 of them. People applied, it was competitive. And they trained them for almost a year, gave them coaching guidance. And they even invited different people to, in addition to Bank of Industry, to put support in their investment. I know people that have raised hundreds of millions. So to that question that was saying, what if it's a large sum of money? It's about positioning yourself, okay? But you have to be attractive. Money goes to where they find value. So if that value is enough, and it's not just enough to have value, you have to show it. You cannot be a beautiful bride in the dark. I don't know if you got me. Your business may have value, but you have to let us know it has value. And it is in the right thing, in the way you pitch for the monies. Okay? So if you don't position and pitch very well, so business planning is also a skill. Someone said they said business plan not good enough. So if your business is good and you can't explain how good it is in your plan, then you can't get the money, you know. So on that note, I would like to stop here and attend to specific questions. I'm supposed to do 30 minutes. I think I've already done almost 40 minutes or more or so. So I mean, I've done like 30 something minutes. So we can stop at this, and I'm happy to take your questions. So by the way, lest I forget, we also have a program coming up. And
no, they are coming there. They are, don't even bother. We don't have a choice. We have to come there.
Okay, have you showed them?
No, I've not.
I can't even show my slides. So you
no, don't worry. We have a WhatsApp group where we share.
Yeah, so I mean, so that kind of program is the place you should even come. So whether it is funding, whether it is access to market. For example, we have SMIDAN is coming. SMIDAN is the agency regulating small and medium enterprise businesses in Nigeria. Do you know that SMIDAN has grants? People that are talking about grants. Do you know there are grants opportunities from SMIDAN and their partners? So you better come that day and listen to SMIDAN and ask them, since they will be on the panel, DJ is speaking. So, I mean, those are direct opportunities you can even have to know what is happening in the funding space. And not just the funding space, there are other government interventions that you need. Yeah, so there are other funding opportunities that you need to know. So you can, I mean, these are direct questions you can ask. Not just SMIDAN. Do you know for people that want to do exports, do you know there are funding for export? You have Mr. Ida, that is, he used to be in the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment in Nigeria before he became the Commercial Counselor in South Africa. He's also going to be there and he's going to talk to you about even opportunities, specific opportunities for you as a Nigerian to showcase what you are doing in South Africa. Imagine, who doesn't want to? So let me ask, who wants to earn in foreign currency here? Maybe people don't want to earn. Let me know. Who wants to earn in foreign currency here? Let me see. Yes, no. Okay, you do? Okay, maybe there are some people that don't want to. Okay. Hey, FX is the way to go. Look at the foreign exchange rates now. I know how much it took me to change my money. I was almost going to slap the aboki when I was converting my money. That this is my hard-earned small Nigerian money. See what it turned to in foreign currency. So my sisters and brothers, come and listen to Inda Ali and ask him questions. And tell your friends, they will also benefit from this. And you have different people that are going to speak to you. Tim Rose was our World Bank consultant. My friend was on a project, a World Bank project. Do you know people access up to $50,000 grants on our project? Funke Medun was a team lead for my company. And in my own team, we covered some companies in the Southwest. People got up to $50,000 in grants on this project. So Tim Rose is an international consultant. He was even our own supervisor and consultant on the project for the BDSPs, the consultants in Nigeria. He's from UK and he's so vast. So you want to listen to Tim as well. You see, the caliber of people that are there are people that you just want to listen to. Traders of Africa, in fact, that one is on another scale. She's Alibaba. Who knows Alibaba? she's one of the people that won something from Alibaba because of what she's doing. And you see, she's not even staying in Nigeria alone. She's Africa, you know? So I just think this is a place you want to be. And CIPM, of course, will tell you about the people's part of the business. So I leave you on this note. I hope with these few words of mine, I have been able to convince you and not to confuse you that this is a place you should be. And that funding is also about how you position yourself. My firm has accessed grants. Me, Funke Medun, we've gotten grants, we've gotten loans. Is it everything we applied for we got? Maybe not. But have we gotten some? Yes, we have. We've gotten USADF grants. We've gotten some World Bank work. We've gotten LSCTF work, you know. I even got loan during the COVID-19, the NISAL, that's people, we applied for NISAL, we got some money from NISAL Bank, federal government. So sometimes I think some people are also afraid to try, just try. Recently, when LSCTF was giving grants, I told my sisters, or my own blood sisters, one of them applied. One other one did not apply. She was doing dilly-dally in slow motion and saying, I don't have this, I don't have that. And as the one that applied got it, you see? And because she got one, she's encouraged to push for another thing. So just apply. Do you understand? Some didn't get it. I know, but you see, we've been applying for a long time. So it's not that everything we apply for, we got, like I told you. But what I know is the more you apply, the better you become at it. And you have to just keep at it. Do you understand? And sometimes you have to work with others. You know, you have to collaborate. In fact, you have to co-opetition. People that are doing the same thing, you have to cooperate, not even collaborate only. Okay, so that's, the world has gone like not only me alone. You have to work with others. Yes, for BOI, you can get up to ₦1 billion in loan. But like I said, it's not every business you need a loan for. Sometimes you need a mix of loan and equity. So again, it depends on the structure of your business. And that is why funding structure and mix is also very important. Some people go for the wrong kind of money. I see some people going for microfinance loan and their business cannot sustain it. So like you're just working for that microfinance bank. Meanwhile, some people's business, so there's something we call funding structure and funding mix. You need to know about it or get a consultant to help you. On this note, brother and sisters, for tonight, you've done more than the 30 minutes allocated. So thank you for listening. I can take your questions.
Before we take questions, I have somebody in this network, a very strong member of the network that works with the Bank of Industry. Could you please unmute and just say something?
Like Mrs. Funke has rightly talked. She has spoken well. Thank you, Ma, for the insightful section. It depends on the type of business that you have, and there are different category of funds that you can get. So what you get depends on the kind of business that you have. And like she has said, the interest rate for loan in BOI, the highest is 10%. There was one person that I took to, I'm in operations department, but there was someone that, met me that he wants loan from Bank of Industry. And I took him to the person is into solar energy line. So I took him to the department. He wanted like 300 million. So we met the marketing team. They told him everything that he wants and that he requires to, get the loan. So it depends on the type of business that you are into. Of course, your business must be registered. We have loans for, startup business, people that are into agri, fashion, there are different loans that you can get. Startup business, agri, for example, now I used to work in Access Bank. Access Bank don't give loan to people in agri. They don't fund it, but BOI fund, and they only fund startups. That's Access Bank. But in BOI funds startups. BOI funds are Greek. If you are into poultry, if you are into fashion, if you have a barbing salon, because we key in these loans into the system. So I see a lot. If you're into power, schools, we give this categories of businesses loan. So it depends on the type of business you're into, like I said. Then if you meet the criteria, then maybe, because now I'm not ready, like you just chatted me that you're going to call me on board, as in that I'm going to talk. So
I know it's a setup. I know it's a setup. But I love setting for as long as you're part of this network now, so there's nowhere you're going. If you don't answer me, if I call on you and you don't answer me, I will share your number publicly. As a matter of fact, I will paste it everywhere and say, free plumbing services. Please contact Medu Shofu. And I'll paste it everywhere. So they'll start calling you for free plumbing service. If you don't want me to do that, please.
I will answer you, sir.
I think I will. We will still have a Q&A session with you.
Okay.
Purely on BOI matter. Since you
sir.
are there, you come and tell us everything. It will be a purely question and answer session. Yes, Shegun Okola, please unmute and ask your question. Thank you.
Yeah, I just want to ask one question pertaining the granting loan and some other stuff like that. One of those people that, like me now, there is a particular skill that I wanted to acquire, which has to do with technology. So, and I've been trying to get the money to go and acquire the skill actually, but I find it difficult to do so. Is there any provision for those that want to acquire high skill to get a loan from this BOI or other what is it called? Hello?
Okay, I've taken note of your question. Pastor Sean, can we take more questions? Yeah, I've taken note of your question.
All right. Yeah, Blossom.
Okay, good evening, Madam. Good evening, Pastor Sean. Thank you very much for this insightful session on our businesses. It's really very important for people like us that have been trying to build our business. Although I've been in business since 2014, when I got my first consultancy. By the way, I'm a trainer. I provide training and management consulting for small businesses, yes, and for medium businesses too. So I've been at it since 2014. So, but I registered in 2021 when I got all my necessary government approvals and the rest. I want to ask this question because I remember you mentioned something about not making profits. Those of us that are just struggling on our own, trying to do so. At times I would feel like giving up and getting a job, but something keeps on dragging me back to it. What do we do? Those of us that, because since 2021, I've not made profit in my business. I've not even had a single call, as a business to do training. Yes, I'm an independent trainer. I get calls in this institute where I work. I train and everything. But for my business to get, I've been submitting proposals since that 2021, but nothing in that era. I was one that talked about business plan not being good enough. So I don't know how you can look at the situation and advise me properly. Do I need an investor? Do I really need funding? I don't even know what I need, for goodness sake. So I don't know how you can just look at my situation and advise me right. Thank you very much.
Okay, I got that. Yes, I got that.
Omoni Samuel.
Yeah.
Omoni Samuel.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, yes, thank you. Well, actually, my question is this. I want her to just help me to explain on how to get agri loan, on how to get loan for startup business in agriculture, because I've been trying all this. In short, I've been struggling with it actually for a long time now, because I have passion for agriculture, for so many things in that regards, but it hasn't been easy at all in the area of agri. So I don't know if she could advise and probably show me a light on how to have access to loan and how to guide as well. Thank you.
Sorry, for the person on agri, is your business existing or you just want to start?
Yes, for now, I'm starting all over again. I'm starting again.
Well, have you run an agri business before?
Yes.
What type of business?
Well, I've engaged in what is it called now? In palm oil, like palm oil business, and
I don't
what is
understand.
it
Like
called?
you are planting the palm tree, or what do you mean by palm oil business and agri? What does that mean? Be specific. Is the person still there? Can anybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Omoni Samuel. I think maybe it's not. Okay, can we move on to the next question?
Yes. So let me. How many are we taking more? So I know whether I should take all together or I should take from this.
Okay, we'll just take the two, Francis and Joseph, and then that will be it. Please, in 1 minute, kindly ask your questions. Francis, please, you can go ahead and unmute.
Oh, good evening. Good evening, ma.
Yes, please make it brief. I can hear you.
Yeah, good evening. If I want to access a loan for inverter and solar business. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, if I want to apply for a loan for inverter business, is it possible?
Is it an existing business or you are just starting?
It's an existing business, but not all that big. So I want to make it bigger.
What do you do exactly?
I deal on electronics anyway. I sell solar inverter and I also repair some electronics.
So what would that loan be used for? Is it to buy and sell or to install?
Yeah, to buy and sell.
To buy and install.
No, to buy and sell, not to install. To buy and sell to the installers.
Okay. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, is the loan, is it going to be possible?
I heard you.
Okay.
Okay, Pastor Sean, we should take the last person, right? Can we have the last person's question? Hello? Can anyone hear me? I think we have Uwo or Joseph for the last question.
Yes, good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me clearly.
We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, I'm into laundry business. So I've been doing this not like full-time. As a matter of fact, while I was running my HND, that's what I used as a source of income to sponsor myself during my HND program. Now I'm done with my youth service and I'm trying to start this up as a full business. It's not registered. So, but I'm having challenges on, I've checked Bank of Industry sites previously. I discovered there are some businesses they give loans to and some that they don't give loans to, but aside that, one of the main criteria is that your business has to be registered, and mine is not. So I've been looking for a way to get maybe funds to start up my own. What I will be needing these funds for is normally some customers I deal with now, they are not much because I do this from home. So I collect from them, wash at home, iron, and return to them. But some of my challenges now is generator in case there's no light, and machine for washing and spinning in case just like rainy season now, it's so it takes long for clothes to dry, but if you wash and spin, it reduces the wetness or the water on the clothes and it dries up within some minutes compared to when they are not spent at all. So I don't know how to go about this, if I'm supposed to go for a loan or try to apply for grants or go through friends and families, as you mentioned during your speech. So, and also, I think one of my problem also is, would I say I'm a shy type. So I have this difficulty approaching people, even when I try to make contact with new customers. So I don't know if there's a way you can help out.
Okay, thank you very much. Our speaker will attend to all the questions now. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Medun.
Okay, thank you very much, Pastor Sean. And I will take the questions one by one, but I also want to do a quick run through the chat. There was something someone raised during my, oh, by the way, Olapeju, why BDSP to BUI? So BDSP have people they call consultants. They call them business development service providers. And we are one of them. We're a national BDSP to Bank of Industry. National means we cover all the states. We are one of the BDSPs when the BDSP program for BUI was launched, and one of the active ones. We have a track record of securing BUI loan from people that are looking for less than 10 million to people that are crossing the threshold of hundreds of millions to $1 billion. So happy to also give support in that line from the practical consultant experience that have been able to get BOI loans for businesses, both at the micro and the medium enterprise level. So happy to connect with Peju maybe later. Pastor Sean, you may, so we can look at that.
Okay. All right.
Level as well. Okay, so okay. I'm also going through the chat and I'm seeing that someone mentioned, when I mentioned Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, someone said they give loans. I mentioned grants, and yes, I'm very, yes, so yes, grant. They do two things in Lagos State. In fact, they do more than two things. And I will speak to what the first person also asked. So Lagos State, for people that are in Lagos, so good news. Lagos State Employment Trust Fund was set up about 6 years ago, and we happen to be one of their first set of consultants, both as a training partner firm and as a BDSP firm. So for LSCTF, they have grants and they have loans. In fact, when they started, their loan used to be 5%. Okay, and they have different categories of, based on your class of business that you can assess. Right, but now they've increased the interest rate of their loan. About 9-10% is what they charge now, but it's still very competitive and it's not as stringent. Yeah, they also get documentation, but you can still access it more easily if you're in Lagos State. And for grants, you know, World Bank gave, so you hear things like NG Cares. NG Cares is at the national level, the federal government level. It was domesticated at different states. So Lagos State, for example, was Lagos Cares. So you will see Anambra Cares, so Cares. Those funds were given to support the different state governments to alienate the effects of COVID-19 on businesses in those various states. So they had grants for businesses in Lagos State, and a lot of people accessed that grant. Now they've closed their portal. So look out for their portal for people in Lagos State. Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. So you look out for when there's a new grant announcement, if they want to extend or if they get their donor, their partner extension. Okay, and they do loan, but loan is ongoing for people that are interested in their loan. Okay, and it also depends on the amount and the category of your business. And that is for the loan on the Lagos State. Back to your question on grant for skills. It's interesting to also know that you can actually get grants for skill. In this same Lagos State example that I've given you, my firm is one of the partner firms. We got a grant by United States African Development Fund, USADF, in collaboration with Lagos State Employment Trust Fund. And we have other firms in different categories. Our own category was to develop and train skills in digital marketing, sales, and office administration. That was what the grant was for us. So we had a batch last year. We had up to 150 people from Lagos State that were trained in different skill areas. What we were supposed to do was to train them in classroom for those different skill areas. It was funded by these grant donors, okay? And they even had a stipend of 1,000 naira every day for the 6 weeks they were in class. After the training, in addition to paying to us to train them, they were giving them daily stipend. After that, they were posted as the successful, and some of them were placed on 3 months internship with stipend attached. So they had a stipend of 18,000 naira in addition to what they are where they were interning. It must be a paid internship. We're paying them. And afterwards, some of them, we helped them to secure jobs or they got offers on their own. So that's an example of a testimonial that there are some funds that are available for skill acquisition. It's also available even in Lagos State. And so I say, you have to search. The first level for information leveraging is for you to even search. So for people that are in Lagos, go to Lagos State Employment. I don't trust fund. Yes, I'm a consultant to them. So I consulted with the World Bank and I consult for VOI. But for skills specifically, there are grants. When I also spoke, there was a recent program that VOI partnered with Lagos Business School. Okay, and they have what they call Innovation Entrepreneurship Program. That was also funded by VOI to support some business, like it was like an innovation accelerator program for businesses. And that was funded by an organization. In fact, if you go to, on a large and global level, you can even get funds for international skills. Do you know? Go to, and I've mentioned that when you can say opportunities for Africans, Google it. You will see different categories of grants, competition, trainings. Those are opportunities. And there are a number of them like that. Some, let's say, for example, also partnered with, in fact, that LSC one is so huge. You will see different opportunities from time to time. I'm not sure whether it's the best thing to go and get a loan to develop a skill, except you are very sure, because a loan must show how you will pay that loan back. So once a guaranteed assurance that if I finish that skill, I'll be able to pay that money back, I would suggest that, except your own is different. So for example, me, I could go and, I just finished a doctorate program, not even in Nigeria, in France for that matter, paying some plenty monies in euros. Maybe at my level, I can take that chance if I borrow money, for example, you know, but I don't know the stage you are, you know. So taking loan for skill acquisition, you must have a guarantee way to pay loans, but loans are payable back. Grants, you don't need to pay back. So maybe you want to start looking for grants, or you can attach yourself to an accelerator center that has the skill you are interested in. That might be an easier route to go. So you want to Google which accelerator center in Nigeria offers training in so area? And you might be able to see some of them in your skill area. So I hope I've been able to answer that question. But if you still feel very pressed and you think you must get a loan, be sure that you have a way to pay that loan back. I don't know whether we have organizations like that that typically will give loan, except the one that federal government just came up with for a student loan to go to school. So if you want to be a student, you can go to a school that does that training and probably apply for government loan as a student and go to a proper school to hone that particular skill. So I hope I've been able to answer that question. The person that asked the question, have I answered your question? Hello? Okay.
They can't unmute. Well, please go ahead.
The person can respond. So let me go back to the next question. The next one is, what do I do? Okay, so this person said she's a consultant. You know, if I sit here, I'm a business doctor, if we put it that way. But you see, if you walk to a doctor's office and you say, I have a headache, you know, I don't really know what your problem is. So there's something we call diagnosis. And I'm happy you are in the training space too. So I'm sure there's some level of consulting as well. Just listening to you, I may not be able to say what the exact issue is. It could be that the way your proposal is structured is not attractive enough. I don't know. I can't tell. Until we diagnose what the real issue is, then it's better to offer a tailored solution to that. So it could be the proposal. It could be that you're not giving it enough push, or they are going to the wrong place, or you're not starting with. That one is a marketing thing. You may even need to do some pro bono things first and be known. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, the consulting space is very the barrier to entry is very low. Everybody I know that stopped working in the bank or that is a consultant is so bad that all of us are consultants. So you see the reason why some of us has to raise the bar by maybe becoming a doctor of business and having World Bank training and certification. So it is so proliferated that the competition is stiff. In fact, people that don't even have experience, that have contacts, we easily get the job and give it to the people that can do it. So what I was advised is, it might be good to specifically diagnose what the issue is. You know, there's something we call root cause analysis. So we have to look at where is the problem coming from. Or maybe you are not writing enough. There was a year that this grant I said we are getting. Do you know sometimes we could write up to 10 grants or 20 and we will not get anything. And we might be lucky that in a year we get 2, 3. Okay, it could be that you are not pushing enough. It could be that you are not, what you are sending out is not compelling enough, or you are not sending to the right places, or you are not where you are even targeting first. Or maybe you just need to restructure or re-strategize. I can't tell, but it might be one of the few things you may need to look at to see what works. Or you may just collaborate with someone. Do you understand? You may even start by getting your visibility for yourself and your company and collaborate and volunteer and do pro bono things. Okay, so this is an ambassador network. You can volunteer to be known, to showcase your business and what you do as well. You've got the skill from what you said. So how do I turn my skill to business? Except you want to be a social enterprise. Social enterprise is also a form of business. And, you know, they may not be for profit, but they cover their costs. You know, I mean, you can do for profit. You can do the one that is guaranteed. So it depends on the structure you want to have. It could be a limited by guarantee. It could be a limited liability. It could be an NGO. I don't know what model will work for you, but you must be sustainable in whatever you are doing. Whether an NGO, there must be a sustainability plan to keep it going. It has to be a going concern. Okay, so you just have to review what is going on and re-strategize. If you want to talk to me one-on-one later, well, we can look at that. Okay. So the third one, agric business. I was asking him some questions before he went in. So in Nigeria, agric is a very key area. In fact, if you look at the contribution of agric to our GDP, it's very strategic as a country. However, agric is also known globally to be a very risky business, unfortunately. if you are doing primary agriculture, especially. When I say primary agriculture, you are doing planting, primary farming. You see, in Nigeria is where you plant. Some animals will enter your farm and eat up your crops. Then, you know, this is so risky. So people take some sort of insurance to secure their business. A lot of investors run away from my experience, because I also try to get investment for businesses. And when I approach them for primary agriculture, it's risky. Okay, but it's important we also have that. It depends on where you are in the value chain. You said you are in the oil, palm oil. So palm oil is not primary agriculture. That is value addition component. So it's a long value chain from people that are doing raw materials, people that are doing logistics, people that are doing the primary farming, people that are doing equipment, people that are doing the production, people that are doing packaging. You know, so the value chain is so long. So when you say agri, to me, is vague. I need to be clear about which part of the value chain you are. So if you say you are in the production part, is it that you buy and sell oil? Okay, you buy and sell oil, you buy from one person, that's retail, you know? So, or I buy the raw, what's palm, and I turn it into the oil, I crush it, that's production. When I do it, do I package it myself? So I'm not clear which part of the value chain you are. But coming to what you said you are looking for, different parts of the value chain have different attraction for different kinds of funding. Funding is a structured form of money. There's some funding that you can easily get a loan for. There are some that you better be looking for grants for. So it depends on what type of business you are doing and what stage your business is. Business also have different stages, from startup to growth phase, to survival phase, to maturity phase. So the stage, and it has different cash flow connotation. So it depends on the stage where your business is, okay, and the kind of business you are doing that determines the kind of money you should be looking for. Don't be deceived because there's loan or you are going for a grant is the one that is safe, because you don't need to pay back. So even if you squander it, unfortunately, you've blocked other people's chance, but you're not paying it back. So to that person that asked that particular question, the advice would have been better tailored if I know where in the value chain you are. But BOI funds, they have some agri supported funding that can be explored. If you are in that value chain, I've said that it's a checklist, so it's easy to know whether you qualify for it or not. We also have Bank of Agric in Nigeria, okay, that is meant to be focused on BOI. You can walk into their bank and find out how that helps you, okay? Otherwise, some banks actually also, very unusual, have products, okay, that could support that. But just, if you can get your family and friends, have what I call, when I spoke at the beginning, I said concept notes, proof of concept. If you say it is packaging you are doing, or if it is just retail, okay? And so you may want to explore these different kind of funding. It could even be the export value chain you want to look at. There are also different levels of opportunity you can, and there's export funding, by the way, you know. So in case you want to explore that. For the person that says, I'm doing inverter business, my understanding, if I'm right, of what you say you're doing is retail. When you buy and sell, that is retail. To be honest with you, funding retail Nigeria is tough. So a lot of funding goes to what we call value addition. Value addition means I'm not just buying and selling, I'm adding value. For example, someone is buying palm oil. Do you know that when you go to the market, they sell palm oil to us in all those plastic bottles, isn't it? Are you there? So they sell to us in plastic bottle, and maybe 1 liter. So Chinedu will sell for me, measure half liter, this for me. Some people would rather go to the place where they do that particular palm oil, get it crushed, and bottle it and package and send as export or supermarket. So they've changed the way, the same palm oil that we are buying, and they get more value from it. And they can easily walk to the bank and get funding compared to a Chinedu that is just buying 50 liters every week and selling. Packaging is also very important, structure. Okay, so for an inverter person, you did mention that your business is not registered. In the course of my work, I mentioned something called Transforming Nigerian Youth. Google it. Interestingly, that covers the whole of Nigeria. It's a project funded by MasterCard Foundation. And it is run by EDC, Enterprise Development Center of LBS, of Pan Atlantic University, which is sister to Lagos Business School. So the good thing about this project is it's targeted about to youth in Nigeria. And one of the things that they bring as support is you can get business registration for free. You get consultant for 4 months funded by the project. You have other benefits like business registration, website development, logo design. Okay. You have other for people that want trademark. If your business is qualified, you can also get that. So someone said yes. And yes, I just finished their course. That is very good. So if you just finish the course and you are able to proceed to the next level of BDSP, good for you. I've met some, I was on the project as a consultant and I had very great, well, it was concert for me. I've had good, bad, and ugly. But I've also had very great ones that followed me everywhere I go. In fact, one was shocked when I referred her to she wanted to get something from Egypt. And she was so surprised. I just gave her a contact to the embassy, commercial office, embassy of Egypt. And voila, what she thought was a big problem. And that thing came to Nigeria quickly. And so that's some of the, if you have, it depends on how your BDSP also sees you. A lot of these BDSPs you see, I just told you I've done 20-something years. I'm a World Bank trained. So sometimes we don't know how to leverage on what we have, and he has even won grants, okay? And I'm always happy to write recommendations for her because she's very impressive. And there are some that I can't even waste my time on. So if you are looking at the first to structure your business to be attractive, I've said that structure is very important. You have to be attractive to attract funding. So you may want to join the Transforming Nigerian Youth. And I encourage a lot of youths to also join that. You get BDSP support free for 4 months, and you get other forms of support depending on the ones you are qualified for. So you might be able to get that. So check them out. But I usually say that the big picture should be to look at the value addition. You get more money, except you are doing large scale retail. There was a time that BOI fund, I even got that for a client. Dangote Fund was a fund they had, and it was even doing 5%, and it was supporting retail businesses. And that would be like about 3-4 years ago. And I got that fund for one of my clients from BOI. But you see, that fund is not always available. It's value addition that is easily available, except commercial banks. Some of them actually fund retail, or you want to try friends and family, or you start thinking of addition, or you start thinking of value addition. So installation might be a way, instead of just saying, I want to buy in bulk. Well, it depends. I don't know. It depends on your business model and what you are looking at. But whatever business model you are looking at, make sure it's watertight and it's something that is bankable. Okay. So for the last one that says laundry business not registered, what I said to the person in inverter might also be very applicable to you. If I got the inverter right, I don't know whether it's the one that said not registered or not. So that may be applicable to you. I always believe in structure. I have a book. Pastor Sean, you didn't tell them about my book, The Rookie Entrepreneur. That's my current book. I have more than one book.
We've been using it as giveaway.
Okay, so it's a book that may come handy for a number of people as well. Okay, so at this point, I think I want to excuse myself.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much. We've kept you on this call for hours. So that will be all for now. Please let's remember that event. I'll share it on the WhatsApp. All of us must register. We must all be there. So on that note, we want to say good night to everyone and have a lovely week ahead and a blessed month. God bless you. The chat continues on the platform. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.